My name is Chilton and I'm an actor. I did my GCSEs, I then went to college and did A-levels. I did theatre studies and English literature at A-level, and then in my final year I auditioned for drama schools, auditioning for a handful of different schools, so I had some choice, and I was lucky enough to get a place at LAMDA, which is the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, and that's what I did. I went straight from A-levels at the age of 18 to LAMDA, which was a 3-year course. Flexibility is really important. I would say determination is really important, and being open to lots of different ways of working, because all directors in TV and theatre and film, everyone has a different approach, so being able to adapt your skills to what's required of you in a job is really important. I would say as well that it's that nowadays it's good to have other things that you can do as well. So for example, maybe that might be playing a musical instrument. They're incredibly useful to actors nowadays, being able to specialise in something. It might be movement or fight, things that can run parallel to your career as an actor can be really, really useful. No 2 days are the same, really, so it's difficult to describe a typical day. If you're working on TV, you might be starting incredibly early in the morning and working until incredibly late. With theatre, you could be in a rehearsal room working and being creative and on your feet all day, or you might be in a run of a play, so you might be turning up later in the day, warming up, and then performing in the evening. But those are the days when you're working. There are also days when you're not working, and I think they're just as important as the days when you're in work as an actor, because that's about when you can develop yourself as a performer, keep on top of current affairs, read lots of books, watch lots of films, listen to music, get out there in the real world and get a bit of life experience. But as I said at the beginning, no 2 days tend to be the same. The best things about being an actor, I would say, are being creative and being around like-minded people who have the same objective, which is making exciting, accessible work and telling stories. Being in a rehearsal room is probably my favourite thing of all, because if it's a fun, safe environment, there's nothing better than making work. The worst things about being an actor, there's a lot of instability in the profession. You know, you've got to have the determination to see those times through when you're not working, and to stay motivated. And those times can be really, really tough. But you know, if you're determined enough and you're set on your career, then you can get through them. But it's not easy, and being an actor certainly isn't an easy choice. I think people could find it surprising how much hard work it is, both physically, mentally. It can be a really draining job, and I know people like to think that actors complain a lot, and we do some of the time, but actually the amount of extra work that you need to put in on projects can take up a lot of time. My first experience of Leeds Playhouse was in about 1996, so about 24 years ago, and I was doing my first ever acting job at Harrogate Theatre. I was in a play and it was cancelled. That's right, we'd opened the play and then they shut us down. I came over on one of my nights off to see The Crucible, the Arthur Miller play The Crucible, which was on in the Quarry Theatre. And I remember sitting there and being really excited, because the Quarry's an amazing space, and hoping that one day I'd work there, and I have. First of all, I'd say that you've got to really want to do it, because it can be a really, really hard job, and you've got to have a lot of determination. I would say read a lot. I think that's important. I think you've got to read plays, you've got to read screenplays, be open to lots of different methods of work. Allow yourself to do projects that take you out of your comfort zone, because I think that's when you really start to challenge yourself. Education, I think, is really important because it gives you a solid grounding when you go into a really precarious profession. But I would absolutely say that if it's something that you want to do, that you should pursue it, because it is an incredibly exciting profession to be a part of, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to create work and work with like-minded people.